What's up, guys? It's the trucking guy coming back at you. I'm making a video today on what is FMCSA. I know you've heard the term thrown around a lot, so I'm going to tell you what it is. FMCSA is the government entity that monitors and regulates the trucking industry, okay? And what I mean by that is they're the ones that maintain the trucks being safe. They regulate it, so that's your weigh stations, your DOT officers. Your state police are trained officers to do this as well. So another job that the state police has is not only to pull you over and give you a ticket for speeding if you're a civilian, but as far as a commercial motor vehicle, they are trained on how to regulate highway safety based on things that they see that are unsafe in the trucking industry. So they're to give vehicle inspections, okay? So a commercial motor vehicle inspection consists of checking things like the brakes, the tires, the driver fitness, the equipment that you need to have, safety triangles, if you have a breakdown to put out, a fire extinguisher if you have a fire and needs put out, your tail lights working properly. Those type of things are monitored and regulated by FMCSA, okay? FMCSA also basically issues and gives you the authority to haul freight, which is an MC number or an authority that you hear those terms thrown around. So an MC number or an authority, a motor carrier number that gives you the authority to haul freight across state lines, okay, to do commerce across state lines. You only need a DOT number to do it within a state, but it's sometimes not that profitable. So if you want to do commerce across state lines, pick up a commodity here in Texas and deliver it in Atlanta, Georgia, you need a motor carrier number, you need an authority. And the FMCSA is who monitors giving that to you, who does the audits on that to make sure that you're complying with all of the regulations, as well as FMCSA is the people that are partnered with, regulating how you run, if you're safe, if you are in your drug and alcohol consortiums, if you're doing your proper random drug testing, all of those things. That's what FMCSA does. So when you guys see a weigh station, you just need to basically think that that's FMCSA, okay? Those are the people that enforce it, but FMCSA is the government entity that regulates and everything, monitors everything. They have all the numbers, the statistics. They manage how many people die a year, the claims a year, the losses a year, the breakdowns, all of the stuff that comes into it, the speeding violations, how many violations are given, all of the numeric data that's accumulated through all of the different, whether it be computer systems or whatever. FMCSA is the person that regulates it, monitors it, and basically makes sure the roads are safe, okay? They're the company that protects civilians against companies like us that are doing something negligent or just doing something wrong, and they keep us basically in check, okay? They monitor the things like ELDs and hours of service. They're the ones that, go to Washington and make sure all the stuff is, whatever and fought for and different stuff. They're the ones that regulate it, okay? The people that actually go, they don't fight for us, but they regulate it. They're the people that would, have to be fought at or the energy directed to change things, okay? Because they're basically the regulating body of the trucking industry, okay? And they have a board. They have all the people that, are responsible for making the decisions in the trucking industry, okay? Basically, it's the government entity that controls it, okay? And what sucks is sometimes you have people in positions that have never driven a truck, that have never, really been responsible for that. In fact, I think the woman that is now in charge, I don't keep up on a lot of this stuff, I should, but the woman that's in charge, she was basically put in place, and she had some background, I think, in logistics in a business hypothetically like JB Hunt or something in logistics. She didn't even have a driving background. Very rarely do they even have a driving background. They come from other parts of the industry, but they're basically your Congress type people. And that regulating body, FMCSA, is where hours of service came from, ELDs, your maintenance, the regulations as far as brake temps, your lanes, your runway ramps, all of the things that regulate us and keep us safe, and the procedures in which we conduct business on their interstates, the U.S. interstates, they're responsible for. So that's what FMCSA is. So when you hear a motor carrier number and you hear FMCSA, motor carrier number is a number that's attached to your company that gives you the authority to move things across state lines, okay, and do it for a profit or do it for commerce, okay, as a business. You have to have a motor carrier number to do that. You cannot legally haul things across state lines without a motor carrier number for profit realized. So if you're doing it for a buddy, that's one thing. If you're and you're not getting paid for it, or you're doing it for a family member, or you're doing it for yourself, that's one thing. But if you're doing it for profit from this point to this point and getting paid on the other end, you have to have a motor carrier number. And they're not difficult to get. Almost anybody can apply for one, and you'll be granted one if you meet the requirements. The requirements are you have to have a vehicle that is in excess of 10,000 pounds, okay? A commercial motor vehicle is not declared a commercial motor vehicle unless it's in excess of 10,000 pounds. So you can't have a commercial motor vehicle motor carrier number without a commercial motor vehicle. So you can't have a car and have a motor carrier number. You have to have a 10,000 GVW or more vehicle in order to have a motor carrier number. You have to have insurance. I think the minimum is $750 liability, $750,000 and $50,000 cargo. Now you can't book any loads with that because everybody requires $1 million liability and $100,000 cargo in order to insurance, in order to carry their freight, whether it be brokers, shippers, customers. That's what they're going to require. It's like the minimum standard in the industry. But to have a motor carrier number, you can have less than that. You just won't be able to use it very often unless you had a direct customer that would allow you to book, or maybe their commodities were less than 50,000. They were okay with you having that 50,000 or less in cargo insurance and 750 on the liability side. But if you were using the freight market, the load boards, or stuff all over the country, you're going to want that $1 million and $100,000 cargo. Okay. But anyway, that motor carrier, you're going to get an audit. They have auditors. Usually they're independent. Sometimes your new entry audit is done by a DOT officer. Mine was. They will actually come out, inspect the truck, or have you come to them, inspect the truck, your equipment, your records, to make sure that you know how to properly display as a commercial motor vehicle, your logos. They make sure you have the right license plates. You have to have special license plates called apportioned plates that give you authority to run across state lines. It's not a commercial plate, guys. You usually have to go to your state capital to get them from the IRP unit. You cannot get them from your local DMV most of the time. Every state differs. But you have to have a special license plate, so the DOT officer in your audit from the FMCSA is going to say, okay, you got to have this license plate. You have to be a commercial motor vehicle. You GVW 10,000. If it's over 26, you have a CDL driver. CDL driver is complied in a consortium, which is a random testing company that's going to pull drug tests. They're going to pull alcohol tests randomly, so that way they know that your driver is not, under some kind of abuse problem. They monitor many other things. That's just one. Driver fitness, as well as your equipment fitness. So your things like your lights are all working properly. Your equipment looks like it's in good working condition. It's not going to go out there and get somebody killed. Your tires are within tolerance. Things like that. So they also make sure, and your insurance is registered with them, so that if they know if it's gonna be canceled. They know if you miss a payment. Because they pull the insurance instantly. So the insurance company notifies FMCSA online. They pull the insurance down. Now you don't have authority to run the lasers or the cameras at the weigh stations or in the computer system, just like a tag system sees your tag go by in a DOT car or a state car or a weigh station. The laser sees it. They're going to pull you in. They're going to shut you down. So they know that you have insurance. They know that it's current. They know that you're regulated properly. They know that you're a safe company, as well as a safety score, which I'm going to do another video on about a safety score. What is it? How to maintain it? How to do it well and properly. I'm also going to try to bring on my safety director and see if he can come on and talk to you guys a little bit about. Anyway, guys, part 2, finalizing up. That's what FMCSA is. So if you've heard those numbers, you've heard get an MC number, get an authority. An authority is a motor carrier authority. It gives you the authority to run across state lines. It's not the same as a DOT number. It's a different number. So you're going to get 2 numbers when you apply, a DOT number and an MC number, which is a motor carrier or a motor carrier authority, okay? Those numbers will go on your truck. And they can see them with lasers and cameras from the weigh stations, as well as the equipment that's in a state car or a state cop car. He can read your license plate. In the front of the truck is where you need to keep that says, hey, this is a motor carrier authority truck, a commercial motor vehicle that has authority to travel and do commerce across state lines, okay? Drop something off in Texas, pick it up in Oklahoma, vice versa, okay? That's what you need to know about what is FMCSA, what is a motor carrier. For those of you that know all of this stuff, I know, comment, hey, you're stupid, whatever. I know, I get it. But some of these people coming in don't know this, and they need to know what it is. This is my introduction, especially a lot of people getting into Hotshot, guys. You'd be surprised don't know this information. FMCSA is where you're going to go. Now, how you would go to find out about getting a motor carrier, you can just look it up in your state. Google, how to get a motor carrier authority. It's going to take you to the state website or take you to the FMCSA website. I think it's fmcsa.gov something. I'm going to get that info for you and put it in a link in the description. But anyway, you get to that website. You can apply for it there. I recommend, if you've never done it, don't try to do it yourself. Hire a company, because for $300, somebody like Penny Evil Sizer, go to Shaggy's Consulting and Training on Facebook, find Evil Sizer. They can submit your authority. There's many other ones. Try not to pay too much, $500, $600, $700, $800. I think you can get it done for between $300 and $500. They will file all of the paperwork, walk you through the process. It's a cheap amount of money to be able to rest at ease that it's done right and you didn't click the wrong box, check the wrong box, file something wrong, because you have to start the whole process over. And there's a 30-day waiting period to make sure you have all your ducks in a row. With COVID, I heard things are even backed up even more to get approved for one of these numbers to be able to start your business. So if you don't know what you're doing, don't just say, oh man, I can save $300 and go here and do it, because I see a lot of people and hear a lot of mistakes are made. Even the mistakes that I made doing it ourselves, me and my dad did it, and some of the mistakes that we made, we just didn't know about certain things, or that we had to apply for this or that or whatever. You have to get like different other forms, different other processes, your BOC. If you're running semis, you have to get, your 2290 or whatever, different things that you have to get that you may not be aware of just getting into it or coming out of a company. Maybe they didn't explain it, and you're going to go out and be an owner-operator or start your own authority. My recommendation is lease onto somebody for a while and be an owner-operator, learn the ropes, learn all these things, then start your own authority if you have a business of starting a trucking company. If you don't, work for somebody that can handle all this headaches for you, and you don't have to be responsible, or all liability be based on you. But anyway, you can hire somebody for $300 to $500. They will file all the paperwork for you, make sure it's done right, tell you at what point to get the insurance so you don't pay for that and then have to make a payment before your authority goes active. So you can actually get it right before you go active. You can work, make money, and pay that later. But anyway, guys, that's the Trucking Guy signing off. I hope this video was helpful. FMCSA is the regulating body. The MC number is your motor carrier authority number, not a DOT number. And no, you do not have to have one to lease onto somebody else. You're using theirs. So that's a huge question I get all the time. Do I need my own authority? Do I need a DOT number in order to run for you? No, you don't. You can come to work for us with just a truck, just a trailer, a CDL, and a little bit of experience. We will handle the rest, guys. If you want to start your own company, you do need a MC number, Motor Carrier Authority, and you need to contact FMCSA, follow all the procedures, the guidelines, and the regulations to get it done legally, get it done right, morally, and ethically. But if you have any other questions, please feel free to comment, reach out, let me know if I can help you. I'd be glad to. Trucking Guy, signing off.